Lifter to follow is Jacob Hahn. So now since the opener, what did the referee say? Free white line. Yeah. Up next we have 250 steps.
Abs Pro Series 23, live for the Birmingham NEC. 280 kilos for his opening attempt. He keeps everything nice and tight in the descent, really deep squat. Very comfortable. Next up, we're going to have Gregory Pearson on that previous. It's crucial that the bar 3 kilos. He's competing in sleeves. A nice opening squat, slowed a little bit towards the top end. Let's see what the referees say. Everyone has access to monoliths to actually practice within. Well, let's see what the judges say. It's a big risk if you increase the weight when you've got nothing on the board. Here at the Abs Pro Series, the referee and judging stands are very, very high. So if you only... So next up we have Harvey Robinson at 320 kilos. He weighs in at 112.5 kilograms. Lift arms rather than walk out. So the judges give the start command when they're happy the legs are straight. Very strong squat. The depth looked pretty good from where I'm sitting. And that's two. So that's a strong possibility why he got that red light. Very powerful squat, and it looks like room to increase that weight a fair bit. Next up, we have Ben Gibson.
330 kilograms to Ben Gibson, 727 pounds.
Hey Phil, so within powerlifting it's crucial that you actually time putting your reps on well.
Bar is loaded.
Ben Gibson just taking himself to psych himself up. Ben is a big guy. I don't think this video angle does him justice how big Ben actually is. I spoke to him earlier. He's very confident about today. I believe he's lifting tomorrow again as well in the WRPF Pro. A good opening squat. He's got room to increase the weight. One red light. Weighed in at 129.3 kilos. So it looks like Tim's got the white overkill wraps. Those wraps are very stiff and they're quite abrasive on the skin. Can make it very challenging hitting depth. So let's see how Tim goes with this. So Tim opts to walk out again. A little bit unsteady in the walk. The depth looked ever so slightly cut. So let's see what the judges say. 2-to-1 red lights and no lift. Next up, we have John for a 400 kilo squat. So this being an exciting competition. He's opening at 350 kilos, which is an enormous weight. That's about 771 pounds. Currently on the forecast, George's forecast to finish in 3rd place. I watched George in the warm-up room. He looked very confident with all his warm-up lifts. So in reality, this should be quite a comfortable opener for him. But the main challenge is to hit the judging criteria of hitting the depth correctly. So very strong unrack. Very powerful squat. He sunk that depth in pretty well from where I'm sitting. Let's see what the judges say. 3 white lights. I would imagine from that, he's probably going to take a 25 kilo jump. We have a lifter up next from Turkey. I wouldn't have a clue how to pronounce his name, but this guy is phenomenally strong. He's got very, very thick set joints and just looks built for... Okay, here's another one that could potentially be squatting over 400 kilos today. But when you see this guy walk around, you'd be amazed how thick set his joints are. Again, very strong, confident unwrap. Nice controlled descent. Very strong opener. Let's see what the judges say regarding the depth on this. And 3 white lights, so that's a good lift. Now we're going back to the beginning with Jacob Pons on 275 kilos. Jacob weighed in at 87.3 kilos. As you can see, all the spotters and loaders on the platform are very experienced lifters, and their main objective to keep everyone competing here today safe.
All right, we're going back to the start. 275 kilograms.
So just taking a second for the spotters and loaders to get the rack set in the right position. Competing in sleeves. It looks like he's got that A7 sleeves. I should imagine they're the rigor mortis, so very stiff, compact sleeve. He's opening the table very strong at 257.5, so this looks well within his capabilities. Looking at his stance, he's walking out. Very good lift, 3 white lights. I think he's got room there to increase another 15 to 20, which is a very big weight for someone of this body weight. When these weights get heavier, it just takes the spotters and loaders a little bit more time to get the bar set in the rack. To me, those look like the Titan THP wraps. They're not super stiff. They've got a little bit of stretch to them, but very... Okay. 3 white lights, so that's a good lift. A lot of trial and error. Okay, so next up we have Michael Dickinson at 285 kilos again. Michael weighed in at 99.8 kilograms. Spotters just cleaning the chalk off the bar. Just give the bar maximum grip on the lifter's shoulders so it doesn't potentially roll on the back. So the bar's been finished clean, so that they should be ready for the lifter at any second now. So the clock is ticking. Once the lifter's name's called, they have 60 seconds to get under the bar and actually unrack the bar to get the start command. Michael's coming out in wraps, and those look to be the strength shop Odins. So those wraps are fairly stiff wraps with a little bit of stretch to them. Nice deep squat. Slowed up a little bit towards the top, but that looks like a good lift to me. 295 kilos. Lewis weighed in at 91.6 kilograms. So this is a big weight for someone of that body weight. And relieve any sort of tenderness. Strong unrack. Controlled descent. He's sung that pretty well. You may notice a lot of lifters, when they fail in that mid-range, the first lift on his third one, 300 kilos on the bar, a body weight of 100 will be within his capabilities. So we have another lifter in sleeves. Here at the Abs Pro Am Series, you've got 12 kilos. Fairly nammy, there's going to be a successful lift, and he got 3 white lights. He looks 102.5 kilograms of the bar at a body weight of 79 kilos. Gregory is an amazing lifter. He's only 17 years old. I believe he's competing in another competition tomorrow, so it's in the #1 position, but that can all change. In a competition like that, it normally takes to get 3 squats in to build a momentum. So again, the loaders are cleaning off the bar to praise at the other side. Strong on rack for Gregory. Let's see what the judges say. Very good attempt. He looks like he's got room for a lot more too. Very strong contender for the title. Gregory is a very, very consistent lifter. It's very rare that you actually see him fail attempts. Next up, we have 315 kilos for Andy Foster. Andy, so this is just a shade under 700 pounds. So Andy, as you can see there, is wearing flat shoes. There's a choice between wearing flats and heels, and that's a personal preference between the lifters. As you can see there, he's also got the elbow cuffs on as well. Next up, we have, I'm going to be a little bit more focused on hitting the depth on this one. There's loads of strength. Already have tried where lifters compete in other federations and the judging standards are not quite as strict. It can be quite a big shock for lifters when they come onto the Abs Pro Series platform for the very first time. So he has all the strength in the world. He just needs to focus going that little bit deeper on this squat. He needs to get the hip crease below the knee. So again, another strong walkout. It don't look like his feet are in line at the moment, so this could make the lift a whole lot more challenging. So a little bit deeper than the previous one. Let's see what the judges say. This is going to be close, and he got 3 white lights. Good lift. We have Robin Morley up next at 325 kilos. Robin weighed in at 133 kilos. 30 kilo jump from 320 to 350 kilos. That's going to be some feat of strength if you can achieve that. So currently the spotters are loading the bar and repositioning it for Robin Morley. Robin's just taking his final whiff of smelling salts in before he comes out for this attempt. And again, Robin's in sleeves. Sometimes you just have to, when you squat at this level, you have to take your time to make sure you're set in the center of the bar. Pretty deep squat. It's quite through the sticking point. So you may notice again, just before he slowed up, he dropped his chest. As soon as you drop the chest, you tend to lose power from the squat. That was a good attempt from Robin Morley. He got 3 white lights for that. Next lifter up is Harvey Robinson at 332 kilos. Sorry, 112.5 kilos. So getting very close to 3 times body weight on the squat. So the bar is loaded and the lifters walk into the platform. You may notice the high belt position to brace against. It's a lot of personal preference and depending where you feel you need the highest level of support. Some lifters opt to have the belt higher, and some opt to have the belt lower around the belly button area. To the top end, and that's a good lift. He looks really. So next up we have Tim Vandermeer at 335 kilos. So today this competition is not judged on the biggest total, it's judged on your DOT score, which is a coefficient formula to compare the body weights. So Tim looks to be wearing the overkill wraps. And again, another lifter chooses to walk the squat out. Very controlled descent. Strong out the bottom, look to be slightly cut, but let's see what the judges say. 2 to 1, good lift. Next up, we have Ben Gibson at 350 kilos. Ben's previous attempt at 330 kilos looked very strong. He weighed in at 145.8 kilograms. Currently, his projected place is 10th place within the competition. So the spotters are just moving the racks in the right position. On these racks, you have a choice when you put your rack heights in, whether you choose to have the racks in or out. So if you put your hands in a quite wide position, most lifters choose to have the racks in to avoid getting their hands caught on the rack. So 350 kilos is 771 pounds. So looks very focused. The wraps Ben's got on look to be the Lily Bridge wraps, which were designed by world record holder Eric Lillibridge. A very good versatile wrap. Very strong unwrap. That squat looks a little bit cut to me. Let's see what the judges say. So the mass around the leg area makes it very difficult, and sometimes you have to make small adjustments in the technique to allow for that. So what Ben could do on this next one, so he has bags of strength. If he makes those adjustments, it's very possible to get that third attempt. Ben's put the same weight in again, which I think is a very wise move. Okay, next up we have George Kohler at 375 kilos. This is an enormous weight. I believe this is about 826 pounds. So again, another lifter that looked to opt for the Lillibridge wraps. Good controlled descent, and he opens up from the groin. Good fight through that sticking point at the top. Let's see what the judges say about the depth. 2 to 1, good lift. That looked like a pretty hard attempt. So maybe a 5 to a 10 kilo jump for the third and final attempt. Every kilo counts in a competition like this, so the lifter has to make the smartest choice. Sometimes when it goes down to the wire like this, you have to make the choice with your head and not your heart. So next up, we have a massive squat of 390 kilograms. This lifter weighs 139.3 kilograms. He's from Turkey. I believe maybe one of the first guys to compete from Turkey in this Abs Pro Series. He just takes his time to set the bar in the right position, which is crucial on a weight like this. Very strong on rack, steady under the bar. So he opens the groin up well, you can see the knees move out. Very strong squat. The depth looked good to me on that, but let's see what the judges say. Good lift. Right, we could see the first 400 kilo squat of the day in the next round. Some very interesting weights have gone in for the third round. Believe it or not, George Kohler has gone for 400 kilos, so he must be feeling confident. Gregory Pearson's actually put 307.5 kilos. One, it's an enormous weight at his body weight at 79 kilos. And two, absolutely phenomenal at his age. The atmosphere is building up in here quite nicely now. The crowd's increasing as these weights are going up on the bar. Okay, we have Jacob Hans for his third and final attempt at 82.5 kilograms. So again, another lifter in sleeve. He looks very capable for this attempt. His 275 kilos look like a very strong attempt. Jacob opts for a slightly higher bar position, which actually keeps you more upright, puts more weight through the quads, and takes a little bit of the weight away from the hips. No issues with depth. He can keep his chest up, and he fought through that sticking point very well. And the referees give 3 white lights. Very good day of squatting from Jacob, successful in all 3 attempts. Next up, we have Lewis Hughes at 295 kilos. Lewis failed his previous attempt at 295 kilos. Can he make the corrections on this attempt to make it a successful lift? His coach would have seen whatever technical errors he made in the previous attempt and actually try and get Lewis to focus on that mistake a little bit more. These weights are so heavy, the margin for error on these weights is tiny. So it's actually crucial that everything's precise. So he's just taking his final whiff of smelling salts before he walks out. He's just taken the time to set that bar. And that's 3 white lights to call that out-and-out grinds. Next up, we have Michael Dickinson at, we have Jacob at 300 kilos for his third and final attempt. He looks very strong at 285 kilos, so 300 looks to be within his capabilities. The spotters have the bar loaded and Jacob comes out for his third and final attempt. Jacob only weighed in at 83.4 kilos, so this is a big lift at that body weight. So he's opting for a nice low bar position. You may notice he's got one finger under the bar. That's called a talon grip. That actually takes a lot of pressure away from the elbow, simply because the referee did not give the start command. If he was to do that after the start command, the referee could give him 3 red lights. He's got 2 seconds to unrack the bar. Then he unracks. Looks a little bit unstable on the descent. What an effort. What does the judges say? 2-1, 2 white lights. That's a very good lift. That's an amazing effort, considering he struggled so much with the arm grams. Michael weighed in at 99.8 kilograms. So this is just over 3 times body weight. Encouragement for his coach. He needs to keep in mind the clock is ticking. He's got 30 seconds to get under that bar and unrack it. He's still putting his wrist wraps on at the moment. All lifters at this level should be aware of how much time they have to get themselves prepared. This is going to be right down to the wire whether he makes this lift on time. He has to unrack the bar before the clock ticks that bar on his shoulders. A big breath in. He's going to brace his abdominals hard before he actually unracks the weight. A little bit of shaking with the descent. The depth looks good. Just a little bit too much weight there today. So next up, we have 307.5 kilograms for the walking Armageddon, Gregory Pearson. Gregory is a teen sensation. I believe this will be a personal best if he's successful with this lift. Judged on the dot score. The bar is loaded. Gregory looks super aggressive, but it's controlled aggression. I was watching Gregory in the warm-up. He's wise beyond his years. Very controlled descents, sits in deep, and he fights through the slowing point at the top. Let's see what the judges say. And a fantastic lift. This puts Gregory in a fantastic position to win the title. You can see how psyched up this young man is. I believe if Gregory wins today, he'll be the youngest winner of a Pro-Am abs event. So we have Daniel up next for 310 kilos. Daniel weighed in at 112.8 kilograms. So I believe the bar is ready for the lifter. Focus at the same time. He was successful in his last attempt at 300 kilos, so more than capable of 310. Smooth descent and very deep. He needs to spike to that sticking point. Unlucky. He just dropped his chest a little bit and lost his position as the bar stopped. He's limping off the platform. Hopefully that's a little bit of cramp and no injury. Next up we have 330 kilos for Andy Foster. The bar they're squatting on today is the Cerberus squat bar. It weighs 25 kilos and it's a little bit heavier, or sorry, a little bit more stiff and rigid than a normal power bar for squatting. It's a bit wider, so these big guys will really struggle sometimes getting their grip on a power bar, which is narrower. So you may see Andy when he walks out, he's probably going to go for the maximum width grip. The crowd are really getting behind Andy for this one now. So as I said a second ago, you may notice how wide his grip is. Not all the lifters have the mobility to take the bar in a closer grip. Also, he's using the talon grip as well. Strong arm rack. Big breath in, that brace. Drive through that sticking point. Very close to the line on depth. Let's see what the judges say. And 3 white lights. That's a good lift for Andy Foster. Andy be very pleased with that. 3 successful attempts. So we have 337.5 for Robin Morley. So another lifter you may notice there, gone from the maximum width grip on the bar. These are big guys. I don't think you really appreciate how big they are till you stand next to them. He just stalled at the bottom a little bit. That was almost like a pause. 142.5 kilograms. Harvey weighed in at 100. Spotters and loaders just taking the time to get the weight right and actually set the rack in the correct position. So again, Harvey has that high belt position. Some lifters just don't feel comfortable with a bar in the lower position. They find it quite restrictive. 342.5 kilos is a big weight, weighing 112 kilos. So it's getting that bar in a nice low position, getting that upper back set nice and safe. 3 white lights, good lift, and a very good third attempt. This next lift should be very interesting. We got Mr. Van der Meer, he's got 350 kilos. 320 kilos on his previous attempt, didn't look like the easiest lift in the world, and he failed his opening attempt on depth. This will be one amazing effort if he's successful with this lift. So the monolift they're using today is a TDE monolift. This is a very good monolift, and you can actually put a bench in there as well, so it has a dual purpose of the bench height. So strong walkout. If on this attempt he can get his feet in line, I think he stands a much better chance than the What an effort. He done amazing to get him moving through that sticking point. He just dropped his chest a little bit at the last minute, caused him to lose his balance and fall forward a little bit. Next up, we have Tim Van der Meer at 355 kilos. He weighed in at 129.3 kilos. Oh, sorry, my mistake. We have Ben Gibson at 350 kilos. So Ben's been signalled, the bar is loaded, 350 kilos. He failed this on his previous attempt. He just needs to be a lot more confident on this one. The descent looks a little bit better on this one than the previous attempt. And he drives to the sticking point, right on the line with depth. Let's see what the judges say. 2-1, no lift. Unlucky. Next up, we have Tim Van der Meer at 355 kilograms. Tim failed his opening attempt at 335 kilos, and he corrected the mistake on his second one. This is a 20 kilo jump on his previous attempt. When the spotters and loaders have loaded it. Position. Strong attempt through the middle. It'll be a close call on the depth. Is it good enough? 2-1, no lift. Now, the next 2 attempts are 400 kilo squats, which are 881 pounds, if my maths is correct. Hopefully today we see at least 1 or 2 successful attempts at 400 kilos, which is a huge squat for a Pro-Am event. These are crucial attempts. They're very close in body weight and total, not a lot in it between them. Put a slight flex on that bar. The crowd are getting behind him now. The 390 kilos on his previous attempt looked strong unrack. Controlled the descent, he opens up from the groin. Deep, chest up a little bit more, and he can drive through the sticking point. So again, you may notice on that, the second his chest dropped, the bar stalled. If he could have just kept his chest up a little bit more, he may have a better chance to go through that. The last attempt of 375 wasn't the easiest. But at this stage of the game, he's got a very experienced coach. If he can make some small technical adjustments, he's got a good chance of being successful on this lift. A 20 kilo for a 25 kilo jump is a pretty big jump. Also, this is a crucial lift for George to keep him into contention to win the title. needs to take his time to make sure he's in the center of the bar and the bar's in the right position on his back. Tidy unrack. He opens up from the groin, which is always a good start on the squat. Just that little bit too heavy for George today. George is a young lifter, and he's very capable of coming back and lifting that sort of weight in the future. Good effort. They're going to move straight into... So in the female fly winner... It's going to take a minute or so to get the judges in position to start the female competition. Sometimes when you have your knee wraps on for too long, very strong opener. That looked pretty deep to me. Let's see what the judges say. So this is over a double bodyweight squat. Louise has got knee sleeves on. The female lifters, judges to give their sort of command. I believe that's a good lift. Next up we have Gianna. So I believe the bar is loaded and ready and waiting for the lifter. Again, so bar position tends to be a little bit higher than the previous lifter. Strong walkout. A lot of the female lifters should really be tying their hair back because that can be quite awkward, especially as the bar comes over the shoulders and actually locks up in their hair. That could be a rule to be looked into in the future. Next up, we have Adele Fleetwood at 160 kilos. She weighed in at 72.4 kilo position. And next up, we have 165 kilos for India. She weighed in at 77.1 kilograms. In a second, we have Alexandra Clark joining us in the commentary. Okay, bar's loaded. We have another lifter up in rack.
Good afternoon, Delroy. Very nice to be joining you here at the NEC in Birmingham.
Right. She definitely looks to have a lot of room to increase over her 3 attempts.
200 kilos on the back.
Next up we have Anya Zoso. I believe she's been a champion at ABS before.
Yeah, she's been a previous ABS Pro winner. Anya's definitely the most experienced lady in this field.
Do you think she looks like the front runner so far, Del?
I think she's the front runner at the moment, but in these competitions, anything can happen. Like 200 kilos are a really big weight, and the margin for error is small. All she needs to do is slip up once, and it opens the door for one of the other lifters that are in contention. But Anya's experience, I can't see her making a mistake on this sort of weight.
Yeah, Anya is a seasoned competitor, extremely professional, has travelled the world competing. And as you say, she's a previous ABS Pro champion. Well, that looked good from here.
Very, very difficult to beat today. So the loaders are reducing the weight now. Going back to the beginning of the flight, we have Abby Taylor at 135 kilos. Abby's open and look.
Now she's local to Manchester. She started competing, I believe, with the GPC probably 10 years ago now, and she's quietly worked her way up to this level to competing at abs competitions among.
A little bit through the middle, but that's a successful lift for Abby Taylor.
So Dale, what do you think might influence the decision to walk away out rather than use the mono here?
Not easy to sort of train on one, so I think they opt for it. And then some lifters just generally feel more comfortable walking out. They feel it just takes time to actually feel the weight, feel them position themselves under the weight, and that gives them more confidence.
We have Louise Breen taking to the platform for her second attempt of 152.5 kilos.
Louise's previous attempt looked strong. She just sat back on her heels a little bit, coming through the middle range of the lift. Very strong squat, but to me her depth looks to be cut a little bit.
Yeah, it looks kind of borderline from here.
Let's see what the judges say. And that's a good lift. The judges...
By any means, it looks kind of bang on, you know, bang on where you'd want it to be.
Flexibility, you have to make sure you go down to them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's a fine line, like you said, when you get to your heaviest weight. I mean, it isn't the normal thing to do to then squat deeper.
Mechanism to cut their squats.
Absolutely.
And
Easy.
that looked like a very comfortable lift. Even though that looked very, very comfortable, she's an explosive lifter. So some lifters like that, you can increase the weight a small amount.
They go up, 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 and everything looks great, and then all of a sudden, they're just...
So we've got Adele Fleetwood with 170 kilos. Her previous attempt looks very strong.
Yeah, she's competing in racks. The previous attempt, as you say, Del, it looked strong, it looked deep. She's choosing a high bar position here. Well, it looks like a high bar position.
Fairly narrow stance. Very, very powerful squat, but the trouble with narrower stances, it's very difficult to get your hip crease below the knee. But that was a successful lift. 100%, her confidence will be high after that one. In squats, the hardest lift of the competition.
Before opening squats, it's almost like the nerves are palpable at that stage. Everyone seems a little bit more closed off, less relaxed. And I think the job's not done by any means, but
the opening squats, the attempt in the competition, where you think about is hitting the standards required at abs. And when the first time the squat was the first one, 'cause in my head, I had to think it. Once I got that out of the way, I would like to take a much bigger...
necessarily hit PBs.
If anything, she may not have been fully braced and lost a slight bit of tension at the bottom of her squat. But apart from that, that looked extremely powerful. And she looked like she could jump up 15 kilos if she really wanted.
Building the total here. She seems to maybe be able to see that she's in the lead right now. But to throw away any attempts and open the door would do Abby Taylor, who opens up round 3.
Abby's looked very, very good so far. All her attempts look very strong and look like good margin for increases between attempts. Which caused the bar to come up a little bit slower than her previous.
Yeah, to have the weight evenly distributed across the foot is...
You normally find, if a lifter sort of shoots back onto their heels, you normally find they have weaker quads. So what the body will try and do is put more emphasis on the posterior chain muscle groups.
With 160 kilos.
She looked very strong in her That looked good to me, but the depth looks slightly cut. You may have noticed her loose balance. I think sometimes the bar.
Yeah.
She done very...
If I'm correct, Louise competed at
place.
I think she did rather well. I mean, I can't... Course is going to lend itself very well. 175, absolutely dominated that weight there.
I think that whoever's coaching her judged those weights very, very well. You notice on the 175, just slowed a little.
Sometimes when you hit like a really big squat and it's system for the rest of the day, and
The pace of the combat at least in 20 minutes max before you start warming up for your next attempt.
so easy.
Very strong attempt. 3 white lights, that's a good lift. India. She looked very strong in her.
Stay in the competition. Go. It's very on this level, really.
No, maybe not.
Very deep.
Cave in a little bit. Smart play for Anya next. She's taken a 5-kilo jump from her.
If she were to look to push her total PB, do you think she would choose maybe a smaller competition rather than one that she was trying to win?
I'll probably say she'll do a smaller competition at home where there's less to lose by failed attempt into like 3rd or 4th place just based on one attempt. So I believe she'll probably be in that 225 range of squat.
Yeah.
Which is so that's the women's flight of squats completed. They're just going to change the rack over to move on to the men's bench press. Minute break between the squat and the bench press.
We just had Jakob Dušek open up with 140 there. We now have Daniel Purcell with 170 kilo opener. What do you think of the competition so far, Del?
It's an exciting competition. You've got Gregory leading at the moment, but I think if he slips up and only lets the deadlifter, and it's going to be very difficult for these heavier guys to beat him if he's leading at that point.
Yeah, totally. And both those guys, Gregory and George, are really...
George has only recently come out the juniors as well, so he's very early into his open career.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy to see, you know, in a few years, what the young talent actually turns into.
It's going to be a bright future. If you look at someone like Gregory, at the moment, he's showing good signs of being a future ABS Pro winner, which is pretty much the gold standard of powerlifting.
Yeah, how advanced he is for his age is just crazy, and he's doing so many competitions. He's certainly a character as well.
Yeah, I was watching him in the warm-up room, and he's wise beyond his years. He weren't involved in the sort of the hustle and bustle of the pack. He took himself away. He was sitting in the quiet corner, went in to do his warm-ups, stepped away from it, extremely focused. Lewis finished the squat at 295 kilos. His body weight is 91.6 kilograms.
The arms on this guy are insane. Massive biceps and triceps, lean too. That lends itself quite well to the fairly close grip that he's using.
Everything was very smooth and consistent. You may have noticed he was very controlled descent, and he didn't sink the bar into the chest on a very light touch. When you do that light touch, you tend to get a faster press command because the bar stopped moving and it's motionless. If you bring the bar down fast and sink it in, the referee has judge has to wait for the bar to be motionless before he gives you the press command.
Totally. I think people who get into that habit find it...
175 kilos. This is a massive opener for someone of his body weight. And his age too.
Yeah, much wider grip for Gregory.
He's got the maximum legal grip on the bar. Controlled descent.
Lovely.
Very strong opener. He's confident. If you let someone like that start leading, they're going to be very difficult to knock down.
Yeah, Gregory has a winner's mindset, certainly. Believes he can always do it, never shy.
More comfortable in the environment, and that helps bring your best performances out. Many people may disagree with that, but it's actually worked for him and worked for him very well.
Works really well for a young lifter too.
As you get older, things change, as we both know.
Yeah.
Very
lovely
smooth
easy opener there. I've just lost sound. I don't know if you can hear me, Del.
You're coming through on mine. So next up we have Andy Foster with 185 kilos. Andy's a very experienced lifter. I think Andy's a master's lifter, but if he's not, I'd apologise.
Yeah. And Andy Foster, big un from Wigan on Instagram. He's going from strength to strength at the minute. He was at the ABS Glasgow competition, and I'm sure he's looking to improve on his last performance here.
This is a very heavy opener for Andy. The bench is an interesting one. You see so many different varieties of technique on the bench press.
Yeah, Andy's a fairly close gripper here.
That looked to be a strong attempt. Let's see what the judge is saying.
It's like he's built to bench in that respect.
Not the widest grip in the world, so very tricep dominant.
Very low touch.
Very smooth lift.
And yeah, very easy opener.
3 white lights, good lift. It'll be very interesting what he takes for his next attempt. I think he'll probably take a 12.5 kilo jump, probably go to something like 200 kilos.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he could be in the region of a 200 kilo plus bench.
So we have Robin Morley up next at 190 kilos. I believe Robin's actually competing again tomorrow.
Indeed, as you were mentioning, Del, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get the press come maybe.
And he uses a very, very similar technique.
He's a big sinker, isn't he? Same as someone a bit closer to home, Nick Mellor.
Nick Mellor's going very, very well. He's back training. He's been bench pressing, but we've been holding his weights back a little bit just to take the time to sort of let the injury heal further, build strength up, and most importantly, build up his confidence to that degree. These are big openers, 200+ kilo openers.
Yeah, anytime you get above 200 on the bench, it's a serious territory. Harvey sporting a mustache. I don't know whether this is a regular look for him or he's doing this for Movember. If he is, then that's grown very quickly in the first.
I'm in these traps. And again, maximum will equal width grip.
Those two things tend to go together quite well, quite frequently, don't they, Del?
Look how he's raised his chest up to the bar and he sinks it in a little bit as well.
Yeah, normally you see a lot of the guys who are up on their toes, which is a technique that in the IPF they don't allow, but well, if you've got the ability to have a really big arch and get your chest in the air a lot, really making use of the decreased range of motion.
So we have Ben Gibson up next with 200 kilos. Ben got one successful squat earlier with 300, 3 white lights, good lift. So we have George up next. George is projected finish is 3rd place at the moment. And he has 210 kilos for an opener. Every attempt counts with this. George needs to literally claw every kilo he can out of the bench press to set him up well to challenge for the title.
Yeah. What did George weigh in at, Del?
George weighed in at 122.6 kilograms.
So benching these type of weights at the body weight that George is really impressive.
And look at his grip as well. It's well inside the line, so it's very close grip.
Yeah. Triceps of steel.
Very strong, just slows through the middle a bit there. It'd be very interesting to see where he takes for his 2nd attempt. No disrespect to George, I don't think he's got much left there. Possibly he may have some type of injury.
Yeah, it could be pec, you know.
I've seen him just signal to the table that he won't be taking his final attempt.
Yeah, maybe something happened there.
I would suspect with him sort of bringing the grip into that degree, it must be some sort of pec issue.
Yeah.
Well, he's got something on the board, so he's still in contention. We have Michael Dickinson up next with 212.5 kilos. Michael weighed in at 99.8 kilograms.
Wow, this is really impressive then.
Over a double bodyweight bench, his 1st attempt.
Yeah. Very conscious of his arch there, really getting the shoulders down to his backside to get the tightest position possible.
He's got his sternum raised nice and high.
This is a good position.
Controlled descent.
Not quick, but very controlled.
Very consistent. Look to slow down a little bit towards lockout. So they're going to have to be very careful what they choose next to sort of not overshoot it.
Spotters and loaders. The loaders are moving extremely quickly on the platform here.
The pace has definitely picked up. This is a big open, 225 kilos, a shade under 500 pounds.
Yes, I believe this man is from Turkey. This is a big man.
He's huge. Like when you see him in person, he's got really thick joints. Very well muscled as well.
Tala Satan, I am very sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, from Turkey.
Very close grip for a big man. Slow descent.
Up it goes. Wow, that is impressive. That is by far the most.
He could be going a 250 kilo plus bench today, which is an enormous bench.
That would be so cool to see.
Oh, that'd be amazing to see here at the Abs Pro Series. When you look at stats on like only 1% of gym users across the world can bench press 100 kilos.
Wow. That is incredible to hear.
So when you look here like that, it just shows how impressive the guys are that's stepping on the platform at the moment.
Yeah, they're not the 1% there that maybe 0.0001%.
They're at the elite top end. So we drop back to a nice setup, nice controlled descent.
Oh.
Just failed through that mid-range. He could go back to the drawing board. He could get this on his third attempt. If he can engage a bigger leg drive to get more speed off the chest, he could use that momentum to actually drive the bar through the sticking point. So on that attempt, I think that's the best chance he's got. He's got to really focus on getting that speed off the chest.
Yeah, I must say, Del, sometimes when I look at the close grip guys, when they don't use much leg drive, it almost looks a little bit awkward, like they could do with that little push off the chest. What do you think?
I think with the closer grip, you tend to engage your lats more. So the engagement of the lats tends to give you that speed off the chest.
Yeah.
If you can bring the leg drive into play with that, then you could definitely bring some more kilos onto your bench.
Yeah, almost like those guys benefit a bit from sinking and pushing with the legs.
It's all about just getting that momentum at that initial stage.
Very nice from Daniel Purcell. He was at ABS Glasgow. I am assuming that he enjoyed his experience. If I remember correctly, there was a situation where Dan really needed his last deadlift in order to stay in the competition, and he pulled it. It was a fantastic moment. I believe it was 340. It's a long time ago now, but yeah, that was one of the highlights of the competition there with Dan's nail biter on the deadlifts.
When your back's against the wall, you find out how good a lifter you are.
Competed at many high-level competitions.
Yeah, I've been in a few bad positions at times, but managed to pull myself out of them. So that was Lewis Hughes with 182.5 kilos. He got 3 red lights for that lift.
What do you think that was for, Del?
That could have been a number of things. Possibly downward movement.
Yeah, that's one which sometimes it's not always possible to see on the feed as well as the referees can see here in person, but these referees are extremely seasoned and experienced. Here comes Gregory.
Look at the focus and aggression in his face when he walks up. He hasn't got the biggest arch in the world. Very powerful.
But what he loses in arch, he makes up with raw aggression and determination.
Right, he needs to play the game here and not get too carried away. He needs to basically solidify his place in the comp, create a bigger gap between him and the others, and it just makes it a lot easier and less stressful in the deadlift.
Now here we have from, I believe, the Netherlands, T.S. Arink van der Meer.
So that's 192.5 kilograms. 111 kilo body weight. Very controlled descent.
Very nice.
Very solid lift, but from this angle here, it looked like his right arm lagged a little bit, which could potentially hinder him in the next attempts.
What do you think of the no wrist wraps thing, Del? I mean, like for me,
I generally think it's probably safer to wear wrist wraps, and it reduces the margin of error as well.
Do you think it gives you anything, like weight-wise, just having that joint really tight and the...
I think if you've got a compression, that compression gives you confidence, like wearing knee sleeves.
Yeah.
And I think it adds to lifters' confidence more than anything else.
I think it makes the weight feel lighter, certainly, which, like you said, confidence, maybe it's mental, but if the weight feels lighter when you unrack it.
Yeah, and I think confidence as well, like some people just don't like their joint to feel compressed. So it just makes them feel awkward. So it basically diminishes their confidence.
Yes.
So they don't tend to wear wrist wraps on that basis. So a lot of it just comes down to personal preference, which actually what you feel works for you. It's the same as wearing a belt on the bench press.
Yeah, some people, with that don't feel like they can arch as well with a belt on.
And then some people feel like it actually enhances their arch and they feel more supported.
Big sink, big drive, up it goes.
Consistent pace all the way through the lift.
3 white lights.
I think a 5 kilo jump there would probably be the best call.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Del.
So next up we have Jacob Holmes at 202. So he's just jumped up from 187.5 to 202.5. His opening
Wow, that's a
attempt
big
was
jump.
very, very strong. So he must be confident to do this. And it must be a jump he regularly takes in training as well.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You don't want to do things on the platform, really. Max set, then take it on the platform.
Practice 187.5. I'm very interested to see what he takes to his third and the final attempt.
This guy's a professional. Vermeer takes to the platform. Tim Vermeer.
202.5 kilograms, weighing in at 129.3 kilos.
That's a big guy.
These big guys, you don't really appreciate how big they are till you stand next to them. It looked to me, he jumped the press command there.
Yeah, that was quick.
Oh, well, interesting. Might be very, very different to how the referee sees it. So that's where you get a lot of a difference in opinions in powerlifting.
Yeah, and it sounds cliched, but unless you've refed a comp yourself, it's a very different task watching it on the live feed and making judgments there.
And the amount of pressure these referees are under as well when they're judging is very high.
Oh, 100%. They have to make split
judgment is at the same time either. We have Harvey Robinson at 207.5 kilos. That's a 7.5 kilo jump to his opening. What the judges say? 2 to 1, 2 white lights. That's a good lift. The side judge there was the one that gave him the red light, so that could be for a couple of reasons.
I like his bench setup.
It works for him in terms of he's got the sort of the perfect speed of the descent and everything else just works. So we have Ben Gibson at 210 kilos.
Little sink, nice and smooth all the way through.
Very strong. 3 white lights, that's a good lift. If anything, in my opinion, that looked better than his opener attempt.
Yeah, I'd agree.
240 kilo bench press. So
now we're really up in the ante now. Now his opener didn't look the fastest, but there must be a reason.
But he might just have one pace.
Just because something doesn't move fast, that doesn't mean that the lifter isn't focusing on control instead of just raw explosiveness. Sometimes it's likened to...
Where he goes faster is a lot higher.
Let's see how this goes.
Controlled descent.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's just not there, just.
Again, small adjustments on his next attempt. If he can get that leg driving game.
Bench press is one of those things that if you regroup and just scrunching your shoulders down to your backside just that tiny bit more to create more of an arch, a more stable shoulder position, you can be surprised how it just flies up.
Also, you need the coach has got a lot of coach
Position you've been in many times, though, having coached many lifters.
Small adjustments make a big difference. I've had lifters look like you could not squeeze 1 kilo more out of them. As soon as they bring the right sort of cues into place, like for example on the leg drive, it can make it very hard to be consistent and get this right every time.
The big 40 kilos, close. Wow.
It looked no different to his opening attempt. Very smooth. He's got to be looking at 250 kilos plus for his last.
For today,
Who could be?
in the head.
Somehow he manages to bring the best of the best to the abs lifting powerlifting series.
He's done a fantastic job. He really, really has.
Series.
He's done a fantastic job. He really, really has.
It actually works for him well.
You know,
It actually works for him well.
you know, and I'm relatively close. I'm relatively close. When I go wider, I'm just simply not. When I go wider, I'm just simply not as strong. Like, some people suit being closer, and of course it does take time.
I take my grip too wide, and bear in mind, I'm far from being the best bencher in the world. I'm far from being the best bencher in the world. Probably one of the worst. If I take my grip wide, I tend to feel a lot more vulnerable. when I'm lowering the bar down.
I mean, your pecs there, but I feel that sense of vulnerability is somewhat general in that your upper arm, your humerus, is just kind of out there with nothing to press against. There's no lat to press against, and to create that proximal stability, which just makes you feel so much tighter and more powerful on the bench.
So back to the first lift of the third round of bench press with 150 kilos for Jacob.
Perhaps his coach has
The bench press with 150 kilos for Jacob.
Perhaps his coach has had some work.
Let's make a big difference.
Come on, Jakob.
Sometimes it's disheartening to strengthen your next competition. So there's a lot of negative, but then you've got to take the positive. The information and the feedback you get from failed lifts can actually make you a better lifter in the future.
Certainly. Daniel Purcell, who was successful with his 177.5 kilo attempt. He's coached by previous competition in ABS Glasgow. So this is a somewhat long-term coach-client team. Yeah, rather than grinding to the top, it kind of just sailed to the top as it gradually lost speed, but it had enough speed to get there. This is a great bench, and I think he's built for much bigger benches than this personally. Even.
Huge potential. Can you imagine what he'd be capable of in 5 years' time?
Absolutely,
right.
Yeah.
You may have
200 plus.
noticed there, as he lowered the bar, he lifted the bar off his head off the bench, which is potential for a red light from the centre judge. So that's what the judge said, 3 white lights, it's a good lift.
Yeah. And one thing I really noticed as well, how the bar drifted back almost instantly. And his elbows flared out. To me, that shows a little bit of loss of shoulder position, and that he might need to adjust things technically, because in an ideal world, the bar shouldn't really drift back that much.
Here we have Gregory Pearson, because he's a phenomenal deadlifter. He can actually match a lot of the bigger guys, like kilo for kilo on a deadlift, let alone when you compare it to body weights.
He's grinding through it.
Determination.
He's going to get this. There we go.
3 white lights, and that's a good lift.
He's bleeding from his head.
Somehow, yes. Every competition you see him, you just see him almost exude. So you go from one competition to the next, and he just gets better and better and better. And because his confidence is higher, it just makes him so much harder to beat. He's definitely got momentum and age on his side at the moment. The sky's the limit.
He's in a great place right now, just a great time in his life. Like, can you remember being that young and just like loving training and just having nothing else to think about but
No
training?
other worries in the world apart from going to the gym and training.
Very
he did
nice.
very well there. That right arm lagging a little bit again. Let's see what the judges say, and that's a good lift.
3 white lights for Mr. Van der Meer.
So we have Andy Foster with 200 kilos, which is a 5 kilo jump from his previous attempts.
Andy's also being handled today. Andy is trains at Alliance Barbell, I believe. Being handled by his coach, Ewan Cunliffe. Nice position. Up it goes, up it goes, up it goes. Yes.
Let's see what the judges say. And that was a good lift. I don't think he had literally half a kilo more left in the tank on that one. His judge, helper definitely called the weight very well.
Exactly where you want to end up.
Next up, we have Robin Morley with 200. Self-unrack. He can go back to the drawing board. I think that lift will give him a lot of information. He just needs to work a little bit more on his mid-range to lock out strength, and he can come back and lift that weight in the future.
He certainly has the potential because he's a big dude. There's no reason that he won't be able to, you know, bench 220 if he really puts his mind to it.
Within the next few years and the consistency, that can easily happen. So we have Jacob Hons next with 207.5 kilos.
Very professional performance so far.
And only like an 87.3 kilos body weight.
And every ounce of that is muscle. Locks that shoulder position in. He's got it.
He's done very well with that. There's 3 white lights. That's a good lift.
Why do you think we're seeing so many people choose self-handout today, Del?
A lot of it is, here in abs, you can't have the guys that you train with hand the weight out. So it's very hard to get consistency with a handout because everything needs to be right. So the only way to get that consistency is to actually unrack yourself rep after rep in training to build that consistency, and it just takes that margin for error away. Just lost that momentum at lockout.
Van struggles to complete that last one.
I think just a little bit soft at the bottom.
Vermeer, sorry. Necessarily have full confidence in someone who's there on the day you've never met, 2-hand out for you. You're putting your bench in the hands of someone else, really, if anything goes wrong.
Yeah, when you're out of position and after the unrack.
Totally. If you get that bar dumped too far forward, sometimes it can take a little bit of readjustment before you even start the press, which mentally...
It takes a lot of energy to readjust.
Yeah. Not just physical, but mentally too.
Strong lift, very fast descent on the bar, and that's 3 white lights and good lift.
Yeah, Harvey's really perfected that technique for himself.
Right, they're loading the bar for George Kohler, but what I think they're going to do is just run the clock down to give the other guys in the flight a longer rest before their attempts.
Yeah, that is often seen as the gentlemanly thing to do. If you're not going to take your next attempt, you don't want to necessarily scrap it. You want to just let the clock run because it can interfere with the pace of the competition for the other athletes.
When you look at it, if you consider how much time it takes to load the bar and then that lift has got 1 minute to lift the weight, you could be like 1.5 to 2 minutes less rest.
Yeah.
If someone, if they didn't do that. So currently they're loading the bar to 220 kilos for Ben Gibson for his 3rd and final attempt. Ben's previous attempt was a success.
Yeah, he's exhibited some really impressive benching so far. Yeah, that 210 didn't necessarily look like people want to chase them, don't they? They want to at least attempt them.
Sometimes you have to take the small steps to get there rather than rush to take that big step.
Yeah. Yeah, these round numbers that people do become attached to them. No.
Sometimes it's easier to go 2.5 kilos more because you take that milestone mental side away.
Yeah, it doesn't become the boogeyman anymore.
So we've got 220 kilos for Michael Dickinson, 3rd and final attempt.
Hopefully his coach is... No,
it's going to be exciting. 250. This guy is so powerful. The only way there's any chance he's going to fail this. It's what in my...
Everything was done slowly and deliberately. Even the way he approaches the platform. Did you see that bow? 250 kilos.
For absolute phenomenal bench press, especially with that type of grip as well.
That has to influence things going into the deadlift, Del.
think Gregory still from... Very interesting. Just a second, let's see what the dot scores say.
Abby Taylor takes to the platform.
So based on the current projections, he's actually gone into first position with Gregory Pearson in second. This is going to be very, very interesting on the deadlift.
Very interesting because of two very contrasting body weights.
And also, he could be on a forecast total 1,005 kilos. If he hits 1,000 kilo total, he'll qualify for Abs Titan.
Wow. 1,000 kilos will be really cool to see. I'll be with a successful 72.5 kilo opener there.
I weight a little bit more.
That's a very good point. Yeah,
it's almost something to sort of increase confidence. I've had lifters I coach where I've put the rack up higher and they've always asked to take it down lower for that reason. But in my opinion, at this sort of level, you have to sort of conserve energy and put yourself in a stronger position. So maybe it might not feel the best to begin with, but long term you will benefit from a higher rack position.
Yeah, I must say I never do well with a low rack, especially if I'm lifting off for myself. I feel like it almost puts a lot of strain on my pecs and my shoulders.
Yeah, you need it as high as possible, especially the sort of weights that you can lift. So we have Louise at 77.5 kilos for our open attempts.
Very confident bench because that was a long pause on the chest.
She looked very strong. She looks like she's got a few more kilos in her. Oh, three red lines.
Reds. Did she felt that on the chest? I'm not quite sure what happened there.
I think she might have.
Well-known IPF guy. I forget. Is it Harrington?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm not the best person in the world with names.
Well-known and well-respected IPF competitor. I know she is. Anna. Yeah, she just asked for the music to be turned down. So that would indicate that maybe she didn't hear the press commands.
Okay, we have India up next with an 85 kilo bench press for our opener. They've just got some mats to put under the bench.
Are we thinking that's because of slippy feet, Del?
Yeah, you bear in mind the platform was used earlier today from lifters deadlifting, so they may have got talcum powder on the surface, which is very, very difficult to sort of take off. So it's,
great technique.
Very powerful. We have Adele next with 90 kilos for our opener.
Very impressive during the squat. She finished on a 180, I believe, and didn't exert herself massively to get that.
She looked like she had a little bit more in reserve. It's hard to tell with lifters unless you see.
Solid setup. Ease yourself on rack.
Rather than start too heavy. And sometimes the mental
People can make on meet day hours, even if it is a quick competition, and so you can really burn yourself out. You can feel frazzled by the time deadlifts comes around.
Sometimes it's better to start a little bit lighter and just take bigger jumps and sort of build confidence through your attempts. Especially at a competition like abs where the judging standards are so high. So we have Gianna here at 110 kilo bench press.
Great technique. In terms of setup, and execution.
She's pretty much the same on this as she is on a squat. A very explosive lifter.
Yeah.
I think very reliant on speed.
Moves the bar very quickly up and down.
Neck
Called.
handled. Which I think so far today, she's the first lifter that's actually done that.
Shows her professionalism. To see a female powerlifter bench press anything, that was
122.5.
122.5 that quickly. Actually, you lose perspective of how good that was. She's going to bench something big today.
Let's put it in perspective. If you go to your local gym, most men, one, couldn't bench that weight, and two, bench it at that speed.
Totally. These women who can bench, she grinds that one.
She could actually be successful with it. I think she's going to take a small jump up there. It's probably 80 kilos.
Yeah, it'd be a nice round number as well to finish on. She certainly looks like she's enjoying the competition anyway. Smiling as she gives the next attempt in.
We have Louise up next with 82.5 kilos.
She's looking to, for redemption after that failed first attempt. The music's quieter. She can hear the press command now, we hope.
She must be pretty confident.
It's competitions where, unfortunately, a lifter has actually bombed. And a lot of the time, it's on the bench press. A lot of the time.
Due to can feel a lot different on comp day when you haven't hydrated up correctly.
Yeah. And a lot of the time, it's not eating. Sometimes it's hydration. Sometimes it's getting the food volume as well back in your gut. Not necessarily for performance, but how your belt fits, everything. If you've done a harsh cut and your belly hasn't expanded to what it normally is, your whole torso hasn't expanded to what it normally is, it sounds like it's insignificant, but you put that belt back on and it's a little bit loose, you're like,
It's very hard to rehydrate the right way. Ideally, you want the water to be going back in the muscles, but a lot of the time, if you do it wrong, it will go subcutaneous or actually go to your limbs, so you actually feel your hands and feet swell up, which is a big problem when it comes to performance on the day.
You hear that a lot with the big guys on their deadlifts, when their hands swell for various reasons.
So 97.5 for Adele.
Another easy one.
Very strong. That looked equally as good as her first one.
One red from the centre. What do you think that might have been for, Adele?
From the centre, that could be a few things. Maybe a head movement on the bench. Downward movement potentially, which I...
Yeah, you notice, speaking of the referees, they are all in the black and white striped referee tops, akin to that you would see in like a WWE match or something. I think that's a very clever touch there by Jay.
I really like it. The presentation on that looks really cool.
Yeah.
So this is impressive feat.
Explosive. A little bit more control there, but wow.
That was just as impressive as the third. It'd be interesting what she takes for her third. Will she take a 10-kilo jump?
So this is a really interesting thing with bench pressing in female powerlifting. I think a few years ago, now I could be wrong here, but Jen Thompson, she's the IPF lady, right?
Jen Thompson, that's correct.
She held the all-time world record bench press. I mean, I could be butchering this, but it was phenomenal. Only benching 140, but now you have girls finally coming into their own and really showing what they can do across both divisions. And, we're seeing...
I think what sometimes is needed is you get milestone numbers, and not a lot of people think they're possible. And all it takes is one person to break them, and then all of a sudden it opens the doors for other people to see, actually, I can do that now, and they start following suit. So you see more people hitting these bigger numbers.
100%. You'll know this from your weightlifting background, Al. There was
500 pounds. I'd have to think of it was a Russian lifter that done that for the first time.
Yeah.
And then once he opened the door on that, you had guys in 2 or 3 bodyweight classes lighter started doing that as well.
Yeah. The power of the mind is just fascinating. Come on, Abby, come on. Lock it out. Nah, not today.
She just needs that speed off the chest, which didn't quite happen.
Yeah. Maybe back to the gym for more like hypertrophy work, chest, shoulders, triceps, stuff like that.
I think so. And a little bit of technical practice, like initiating the better leg drive as well.
Yeah. connecting the legs to the rest of the body is so important.
It
in the
takes a
bench
long
press.
time to perfect. So we have Louise at 85 kilos. Her last attempt wasn't the easiest. But again, a few sort of technical adjustments and definitely engaging that leg drive will help.
She's definitely engaged mentally. She looked really psyched there as she got into the bench press, which for some lifters really works.
That bar into the chest, and also it just brought the bar out of path a little bit, which made it a lot harder to press. Maybe if she could have stayed a little bit tighter to keep her bar path more consistent, she would have had a little bit more there to push through the sticking point. Attempts.
But her perhaps Jay ordered too many of one by mistake.
Or maybe she got married and basically changed her name between the time of entering the competitions till now, because the entry's open for this competition before Christmas.
That would be the more logical explanation, wouldn't it? There we go.
Strong attempt. 3 white lights, good lift. She definitely got the best out of herself on the bench press today.
Yeah, really good technically.
So we have Adele for 105 kilos. 97 moved very, very well, and she's taken a 7.5 kilo jump again. I have a feeling this will almost look identical to the 97.5 kilos.
Yeah, she's holding back somewhat. Is she playing the game, do you think? Playing for position rather than PBs?
Or I think she just knows her body very well and knows what her ceiling is today, and actually playing to that ceiling rather than overshoot a little bit.
Yeah.
That looked equally as good. That looked like it could have been her opener. Very strong lift.
Yeah, 105 kilo bench is no small feat.
Here we go. We've got Jenna up next with a 10 kilo jump from that 120 kilo previous attempt.
I want to try to pronounce that. 130, this is huge.
When you bear in mind, a few minutes ago, we were speaking about Jen Thompson holding an all-time world record at one point, which is like 10 kilos heavier.
Yeah.
And this girl looks like she's capable of those sort of weights.
Yeah, she looks like every bench she's done so far, it looks like it's been capable of going through the ceiling and move that fast.
The weight's been going up and nothing's changed between attempts and attempts. It all looks equally as comfortable.
So you were saying before, Dale, how you sometimes get lifters who are fast, and then all of a sudden they just hit the wall in terms of they're not grinders, they're explosive people.
Yeah. And you get that, but I think that was more of a technical error. Where she touched the bar, she touched it a little bit lower than she was comfortable with and tried to make an adjustment mid-lift, and you can't do that on these sort of weights.
Especially with that setup, the wide grip.
The margin
it's very technical.
Very, very small. Equally as good as all of our attempts. She's put a lifting clinic on today.
Yeah.
Every attempt she's made has looked absolute. We have a 10-minute break before we start the deadlift.
stand for. Got more sides than a rectangle. All that past, just let that go. Don't stepping stones, I'm stepping slow. Come to the venue, bless them go. My DJs come to let them know. This one's out for the heads that know.
The deadlift light is starting at 270. You know that the standards are high.
It's something you don't often see. Hindering him, because I don't think it's not often we see George open at this sort of weight.
Yeah, I wonder what it is, Del. I mean, if it is pec,
The pec can affect you on the deadlift as well. If you drop your shoulders forward, sometimes I've done it where you might have like relaxed a little bit, drop your shoulders forward, and you feel it a little bit in your pec.
yeah,
Or possibly lat injury. That could cause a problem in the deadlift as well. So it's one of those two things, in my opinion.
George is a sumo puller.
A strong lift, but he just looked very uncomfortable.
he
I can't
grimaced
see
at
him
the
doing
top.
much more than that, which is unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. It's a shame because George would have definitely made an impact today if he were on form to hit his best lifts.
George is young. He'll be back from this stronger than ever. We have Jacob up next with 270 kilos. Another sumo deadlifter.
Maintains that torso really well as he locks the legs out.
I like his nice vertical shin position. That's something you always watch for when someone pulls sumo.
Absolutely. That's kind of how you can tell if someone's really suited towards sumo. The ability to really externally rotate those hips
In my
and
opinion,
get close to the bar.
when you see someone pull sumo well, it's really nice to watch. If they don't, I shouldn't say this, but it looks completely butchered, and maybe should go back to sort of... I always enjoyed watching Yuri Belkin pull sumo.
Oh yeah, his sumo was a thing of beauty.
Also
Michael
Poziev as well. We go back to a conventional deadlifter here.
270, he shakes his head. He's not happy with that for some reason. Yeah,
I
he's not
can't
happy
see
with
him
that.
having too much more there. You may have noticed at lockout, his knees started to go under the bar a little bit. Next we have Jacob at 275 kilos.
Yeah, lots of openers around 270 in this flight, but I'm sure that'll change
I
shortly.
think we're going to get quite a rapid jump up after this.
Hans, who just showed us some fantastic bench pressing. As you can see by looking at his quads there, he is very well muscled. What a beautiful deadlift.
Very smooth. That was impressive. 3 white lights, good lift.
I've lost my headphones again.
290 kilos on the bar for Tim. This competition's moved at a very fast pace. A lot of the lifters are going to start noticing the effects of that quite shortly.
I don't know. I've not got him. I think it's there now. It's there now. It's gone again. There. It's gone.
Right, 290 kilos for Tim. Very close stance for a big man. Very comfortable opening deadlift attempt. Next up, we have Lewis Hughes at 295 kilos.
Yeah, I've got it. 295 for Lewis Hughes.
Well-developed athlete. Look at the size of his arms and shoulders.
And his quads. He could be a bodybuilder.
He wouldn't look out of place.
Fast opener too, especially the lockout.
Very strong and confident. Next up, we have the walking Armageddon, Gregory Pearson at 295 kilos. This is where the competition really starts.
Yeah, what did Gregory weigh in at, Dale?
Gregory weighed in at 79 kilos, I believe. Yep, 79 kilos.
Wow, this is an insane deadlift.
Crazy.
Way over 3 times body weight to open up. Aggressively pulls it.
Very strong lift. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Last weekend, he deadlifted 325 kilos in the competition. Last weekend.
Wow. He does not stop, does he? He just goes from competition to competition. I think he billed himself as something like the world's most versatile powerlifter. Yeah.
We have Robin Morley at 300 kilos, opening deadlift.
That flies up.
Very comfortable opening attempt.
That's how an opener should look, in my opinion.
I totally agree. You don't want to have like a grinding opening lift with no scope to sort of push the lift on further. Also, that gives you a lot of confidence and makes you feel you've got a lot more in reserve.
Yeah, I think the guys who finish well tend to be the guys who start a little bit lighter. As long as they're able to judge the next attempt and are confident in slightly bigger jumps. I think that's one thing, an asset to have, being confident in slightly bigger jumps.
I think to add these sort of weights, you need to be confident in bigger jumps because you can burn your CMS out very, very quickly. When you consider the amount of effort you put into the squat and the deadlift going in, squat and bench going into this stage of the comp.
Van der Meer, almost a stiff leg deadlift there.
That's a very effective.
The unicorn socks that Van der Meer sporting there, just
the loaders are cleaning the bar at the moment. Sometimes you get
a bar with talcum power, patient. Now Daniel has had issues at the top of his sumo deadlift before. Those were the issues he battled in Glasgow, but it looks like he's got them under control at the moment. He's got his opener in, but there was a slight wobble there at the top. You can tell that he struggles to maintain that position, that lockout. It's going to be interesting to see his next attempt.
It's where does he go from here? Normally when you have trouble with a lock.
Yeah, and it's very vulnerable in a sumo deadlift. Another nice fast opener.
Very clean.
But it looked confident.
It just looked to slow a little bit towards lockout, which will indicate, again, was the previous lift, glute strength. We have a really big opening attempt here, 365 kilos.
It's certainly putting on a show today. Very slow and methodical, a bow every time he gets onto the platform. Oh, he's a sumo puller.
I suspected that, because if you look at the length of his arms, I think he'll have a hard time pulling conventional. I might be wrong.
Yeah, especially with how powerful he is built too.
Very smooth opening lift.
Now, can you imagine? You don't get to see 365 kilos move that quickly very often.
How much more can he push that? I suspect he's going to jump to 380 to 390 kilos for his last attempt.
That'll be a treat to see that. It's not often you get to see a deadlift like that done on any platform.
He's taken a jump to 385 for his second attempt. maybe we're going to see a 400 kilo deadlift here today.
I really hope so.
So his current total as it stands is 1,005 kilos. So that qualifies him for Abs Titan.
Well, hopefully we see him there.
His current place is #1 at the moment. He's projected to finish in 2nd place. At the moment, he's slightly ahead of Gregory on dots.
This could be a battle to the end, though. It's going to be a super interesting one.
Whoever takes the smartest attempts is going to win. As simple as that.
Now, I believe Greg is handled by his dad, isn't he?
That's correct.
So his dad will obviously be maybe looking at the scores, checking what Greg needs.
Right, Gregory has took a fair size jump for his 2nd attempt. So he's gone from 295 kilos to 317.5.
Now that's below what Greg pulled last week, so it looks to be within his wheelhouse.
I think he's putting himself in position to see what the Turkish lifter does in his 2nd and angling to make the best possible choice, to aim like gun for that 1st place position.
Very smart. So Della, notice you're using a Cerberus deadlift bar here. Have you any experience with this compared to a Texas, for example?
Yeah, earlier in the year, I went over to Dublin for the Abs Titans. I've done some training there. I used the Cerberus bar. I really, really liked it. There is some whip in the bar, maybe not as much as the Texas Power Bar, but there's a little bit of a whip. But I personally, in terms of performance, didn't see a lot of difference in the performance.
Okay, well that's good, because of course we want to see the best lifts possible from the guys today. Of course, not to the extent that we had a couple of years ago. We had new deadlift bars being brought in, and I think that caused a lot of uproar in the sport, where we had the Kabuki deadlift bar and things like that. It's good that when they're being kept within the dimensions to which they're meant to be, you know?
Yeah, you have to keep the bar within a specification of what the deadlift bar is supposed to be. You can't just invent a bar so a lifter can do 20 plus more kilos and break an all-time world record. Kind of what they've done with the Kabuki bar, but now you found the Kabuki bar has been banned in most federations across the world.
Yeah, it's good to see that one's been phased out. I mean, as much as I really like Chris Duffin as a lifter and as a person, in fact, you know, had him on the British Strength Radio podcast, I think that introduction was, it didn't do the best for the sport, you know?
You can't change a bar to raise the world record. If you want to compare a world record to the records that went before them, you have to be using a similar type or the same type of equipment.
Agreed. Jakob Dušek,
290 kilos for his 2nd attempt, taking a 20 kilo jump from his previous.
in terms of body weight multiples, this will be very high.
His last attempt was very good, very efficient.
Nice and patient.
A little bit slower at the lockout than his previous attempt.
Lovely, lovely sumo.
Right, Jacob Pond's up next with 300 kilos. This puts Jacob on a dot score of 502. Anything over 500 kilo dots is outstanding.
Did Jacob, did he squat in wraps or sleeves? Can you remember?
Question. I think he was actually in sleeves.
Okay, so that's even more impressive then. He was on the bench press. He knew exactly what he had in there, and he was able to eke it out until his last attempt.
So we still have 300 kilos on the bar.
Very nice.
Very smooth, efficient lift.
Yeah.
Based on that, what do you think? That's a 10, 12 and a half kilo jump? Next, we got 307.5 kilos for Tim. Previous attempt.
Tim from there looks very serious as he sets up. He wants this.
Smooth, confident lift.
Easy second attempt. Very easy. Easier than you'll see a lot of the time.
I think you could be looking at maybe, what, 320 kilos for his third and final attempt?
Yeah, over 700 pounds. A good deadlift by anyone's standards.
Next up, 310 kilos for Andy Foster.
Approaches the platform with that somewhat unconventional high belt position.
Have you ever tried that high belt position?
I did it for a couple of years when I had bad ribs.
I remember that.
I did it, but since I learned how to brace properly, I've not needed it anymore. And I don't have the pain in the ribs. So, yeah, but for a while I couldn't wear it low.
Very strong lift.
That was a nice deadlift.
So again, there could be another person going for 320 kilos for their third attempt. Up next, we have Lewis Hughes at 317.5 kilos.
Now Lewis's opener looked really nice. Really fast, especially at lockout. Can he replicate that here? Very thickly muscled athlete.
Lewis is jacked.
He snatches that bar a little bit. I mean, I personally would like to see him take a little bit more time setting up because
I'll get back in to bring it back in alignment. And I think that's what potentially hindered him at lockout.
Yeah.
If he does that on the next attempt, it could be a very different outcome. Here we have the walk.
There we go.
Very solid lift. It'll be very interesting where he goes from here. So Gregory can put an attempt in now, but bear in mind, on his third attempt, you can change it twice before the bar's loaded, I believe.
I have heard the same thing, but you'll be more of an expert on that one than me, Del. I'll be quite honest. I find these you can do these third attempt rules on the deadlifts. I'm a little bit sketchy on them.
Personally, I just put the weight in and go for it rather than sort of try and play games.
I've never done that either. I've never done that either, to be honest. Nice deadlift from Robin there. He pulls with somewhat of a rounded back. Obviously makes it work for him.
But bear in mind, when he starts the lift, his back's rounded. It's not like he gets progressively worse throughout the lift.
If it happens, that's how you want it to happen.
And also, if you look at most lifters, there's very rare that you can see a lifter pull everything with their back perfectly flat and it never goes out position.
No, that's very true. Yeah, I think most people, as they approach their maximum weights, will actually feel some type of rounding. Which, of course, you want to try to minimize if you can.
It just increases the range of movement if you round the back.
And it makes lockout a little bit harder.
So we have 335 kilos on the bar.
This is a good deadlift. Not today.
I think he must have some issue with his thumb there. He's got it taped up.
Okay. He'll be back out for his final attempt with tape.
Up next we have Daniel with 340 kilos. Daniel weighed in at 112.8 kilograms. So you may have noticed there, the spotters and loaders are frequently cleaning the bar.
Yeah, that's very important. A competition of this standard, we don't want anything to get in the way of the lifter's performance.
At these sort of weights, it doesn't take a lot to hinder your grip.
No, everything has to be perfect. Daniel Purcell, 340 kilos, which is, I believe, what he ended on, if I'm right, at Abs Glasgow. This will be the test.
The bit is like here to fight the lockout.
Takes his time. Very,
Nice
very
start.
slow, but deliberate. I think he's got that. Very nice. Very nice.
That was his best attempt of all three. The lockout looked a lot smoother on that attempt. Next up, we have Ben Gibson with 340 kilos as well. Ben weighed in at 145.8 kilos. Very rare that you see people going up this heavy. You may get one outlier that could do more, but you didn't see like this consistent lift after lift.
You're absolutely right.
That to me looked more like a mental failure before he started the lift. Up next we got Harvey Robinson with 350 kilos. This is a 30 kilo jump from his opening attempt.
Exhibited some great deadlifting so far.
Technically very sound.
350 on the bar.
Nobody can stop, ain't nobody can hold, ain't nobody control me. I'm coming. I'm here to do my thing. I'm here to bring the pain.
Let's go, Harvey.
I'm coming. Nobody can stop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That
wow.
is lovely.
Nobody control me. I'm coming.
That is a beautiful
Very,
deadlift.
very smooth. I think you can see a 20 kilo jump there.
Got the juice. All for the beast. Let the dog loose.
Next up, we got 385 kilos.
This will be an absolute treat to see.
Cocky like Teal. Nobody can
Gregory
go
Pearson's
like
actually taken the lead back.
This is illegal. My flow is
So if it's a successful lift, it's going to be very interesting in terms of weight selection on the third and final round.
That's what makes competitions like Abs so interesting, so exciting to watch. Two guys of completely different body weights, different styles, who both want this title.
I really like this format because a lot of the time you get classes that are one lifter in, so they automatically win.
Yeah.
This makes the competition more competitive and a lot more exciting to watch.
And up we go with 385. Lock it out. He's not got the down command yet. Did he get that? Was it enough?
The lights haven't come up yet. Must be
Just about.
You may have noticed when he pulled the weight off the floor, it drifted away from his sheets. So he had to pull the bar back in, which basically lost a lot of the speed, and he lost the momentum of the lift at the top end.
I think as well, with his body and how big it is, he may struggle to extend.
Yeah, a lot of mass through the middle. Right, Gregory Pearson it's going to be very interesting because Gregory Pearson goes first, but the Turkish lifter's going to know what sort of weight he needs to win, so he can wait till Gregory's gone and actually change his next attempt to win the competition. At the moment, Gregory's got 564 dots, and the Turkish lifter's got 562 dots, so there's not a lot in this.
No, this is going to be nail-biting to see. And it comes down to strength, it comes down to who wants it most, but it also comes down to strategy. one thing we can say is for Gregory, if he were to win this would be huge for him. On his resume, it'd be huge for him.
Gregory wants this more than anything at the moment. He's such a determined individual. I can't see him failing this next lift.
No, he will grind this lift, whatever the cost.
Oh, he will pull this weight with every ounce of his soul. Winning this means everything to him. And also that makes him the youngest winner of that Abs Pro Series event.
Yeah, not many people can say they've done that.
Up next we have Jacob with 300 kilos.
What did Jacob weigh in at, Del?
Jacob weighed in at 83.4 kilos.
So well above something like 3.5 times body weight here.
Very impressive. To be honest, 300 kilos at any body weight's impressive. How many people on this planet can pull 300 kilos?
Yeah. If you walk into a gym, like a pure gym, or a lot of independent gyms even, if they're not powerlifting centric gyms, and you see a 300 kilo deadlift, everyone stops and looks.
Even less than that, you might even find like 220 kilos as I stop in the gym like that.
Yeah. Another Jakob here. Another sumo lifter.
312.5 kilos. He only weighs 87.3 kilos.
Jacob, your bar's loaded.
He approaches the platform almost very calm and collected. Has a very professional aura about him. That's what you need almost as a sumo deadlifter. You need more patience than you do.
You need a lot more patience, and the margin for error is a lot smaller than conventional deadlifting.
Absolutely.
Well, I like to see that nice vertical shin position.
The veins bulging as he locks that out. He smiles as he gets the down command.
Referee saying
he is happy with that.
Next up, we have Andy Foster of 320 kilos. This must be in PB territory for Andy.
Sorry, what did you... I didn't get that.
This must be around PB territory for Andy, 320 kilos.
Yeah. I know his training's been going very well recently.
He's had a fantastic day. He's been successful with every lift up till now.
Over 700 pounds. Let's go, Andy. Come on, come on. Yeah, yeah. I think he's got it.
Slight softening at the top, potential. Good
Very
lift.
nice, he's got it.
9 for 9 day of lifting for Andy.
Now I noticed that Jay is being, I'm not going to use the word strict, but he's not giving anyone any gifts on the down command.
Now he's waiting for the bar to be completely motionless before he gives the down command.
Yeah, I'm making sure that the hips are completely locked out, the knees are completely locked out, the shoulders are back. As the rule book specifies,
to the letter of the rule book when you compete your abs.
Vermeer takes to the platform.
Another 320 kilo deadlift, 705 pounds, I believe that is.
If he keeps going, he's got it.
What an effort to get it through that sticking point.
Yeah. Effort and patience. He
Three
likes
white
it.
lights, good lift. Next up, we have Gregory, the walking Armageddon Pearson, at 325 kilos.
This is what it's all going to come down to. If Gregory pulls this, he puts pressure on the Big Turk.
Bear in mind, the Big Turkish lifter's got one change, so he can actually take the weight up what's required to win. Some ways that can be an advantage, but some ways not, because the amount of pressure it puts on you knowing that's the winning lift.
Oh, 100%. These moments are palpably tense. Gregory is on fire. He grabs it. He's ready. He's psyched. There we go. Can he get the down command? Yes.
Outstanding.
He points to the lights. He points to 3 white lights.
Those attempts were called very, very well today. They got every kilo they possibly pull out of Gregory. Potential winner right there.
It's my first time meeting Gregory there with a fist bump in celebration of his main lift. I did feature Gregory a few months ago in British Strength magazine, did a little feature on him. He's certainly one to watch for the future, to watch now.
Currently, the Turkish 390 kilos will still keep him in second place. Gregory's got about 8 points in front of him.
What do you think he needs, Del?
8 points, around about 400 kilos.
Do you think he has the strength to do it?
He's got all the power in the world. I think it comes down to, has he got the technical ability to do it? That's the bigger question.
Well, you know what? You've come all the way across Europe, Asia, and if you're going to go for a 400 kilo attempt, this is a place to do it.
He's got nothing to lose at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just whether he is aware of that.
It's whether he's chasing PBs or he's chasing the win.
Yeah. Van der Meer comes back out now. His thumbs are taped. This indicates to us that he had problems with his hook grip previously. I've torn calluses on the hook grip. It's incredibly painful. And it seems even with the tape, it was probably just putting him off a little bit, and he couldn't quite get that one off the floor.
I always find, as soon as you tear a callus, it's almost like you grip the bar and then your whole body just shuts down, stopping you from like tearing it any further. That's the only way I can describe it from my experience.
Yeah, for those at home who have never torn a callus and don't know that pain, I honestly don't wish it on you. It's not nice.
It's one thing to tear a callus, it's another thing to tear a callus and attempt to take another attempt with a torn callus.
Yeah, it hurts just to wash your hands. Never mind pull a deadlift. And it hurts for a good while as well. It hurts for...
it takes ages to heal.
Yeah.
The chances are when you tear a callus, you always re-tear it within a few weeks after when you go back to things a little bit too soon.
That's why hand care is so important. Lifters overlook it.
Right, we've got 340 kilos for Lewis.
No, when you start shaking around that knee-high point, it's very rare that you end up getting a deadlift.
Up next, we've got Ben Gibson with 340 kilos. He failed his previous attempt of 340 kilos. Ben Gibson didn't come out for his final attempt, so they're jumping up to 365 kilos for Daniel.
An 800-pound, 804 pound.
That's a 25 kilo jump from his previous attempts.
Now, I don't know if Dan's been pulling with full intent, but given his previous 2 attempts, I'd be skeptical as to whether he's got this.
He looked better in his previous attempt than he did on his opener.
He's a very patient puller, so it's hard to
Sometimes
tell.
it is a dream weights where you get to a stage of a competition where you've got nothing to lose, so you pull it on the bar to give it a go.
It's off the floor, but that's as far as it's going to go,
a little
unfortunately.
bit too heavy today. Next up, we have Harvey Robinson, with a 375 kilo deadlift, which is a 25 kilo jump. Harvey looked very, very good in his previous attempt with 350 kilos.
This is the deadlifter in the whole flight that so far has impressed me the most.
Technically sound, but super efficient. And Harvey only weighs 112 kilos as well, 112.5.
He's getting ready, he takes his brace at the top, pulls it, that's going up, that's going up. There we go.
Outstanding.
What a deadlifter.
What a great day for Harvey.
Fantastic.
Another 9 for 9 day as well. With a 927.5 kilo total to finish. That puts Harvey in 3rd place currently.
Now that actually just shows the depth of the lineup. Because at the moment we have Gregory in 1st, we have Big Tala in 2nd, Harvey in 3rd. I mean, they're not the only great lifters in this lineup. We just saw Jakob Hans pull 312 at something like 87 kilos body weight. He's had a great day as well.
Left away from his left shin a little bit, which caused it to slow at the top.
It's going, it's going. No!
You may have noticed there, the bar drifted out again on that left-hand side.
Gregory
So lost a lot of speed.
Gregory Pearson is the inaugural ABS England champion. Gregory, congratulations. 17 years old, and he has won the first ever ABS England.
A couple of years ago, if someone would have told you a team lifter would win the ABS Pro-Am, you would have said they're out of their mind.
But he's done it. What a fantastic day for Gregory. He's got to be celebrating. He's got to be ecstatic right now.
He hasn't got a lot of time to celebrate because he's on his way to Nottingham now to compete tomorrow.
Is he really? That kid is crazy in the best possible way.
Could you imagine if he wins that competition as well?
Yeah, I could.
Legendary, that's all I can say. I'm going to have to watch it tomorrow just to see how he recovers to try and perform to this level again. Okay, we have Louise at 155 opener. Very strong lift.
Yeah, she's built for the deadlift.
Very athletic looking lady.
Yeah, you could tell she was just at home in that lift. Very confident.
Next up we have India. I'm not sure of ages. I think she might actually be a teen or just coming into the juniors, India.
Very easy.
Very comfortable.
If she is a teen just coming into the juniors, that's some incredible talent. Being able to pull a 160 opener like that.
It looked like an empty bar. I think she could push up to like 180 kilo plus.
Yeah, that is crazy. The deadlift.
Impressive opener.
Yeah, nice and comfortable. Not much leg bend. Quite a stiff-legged style from Abby there.
Just waiting for the referee to give their lights. And that's a good lift. We have Adele Fleetwood next, a 170 kilo opener.
She's had a very seemingly easy day so far. 6 for 6. Now this is an impressive weight to be opening on.
Very powerful opener. Next up, we have Gianna with 200 kilos. This is a huge opening weight. I would expect this will move very, very fast and look very, very comfortable based on the explosiveness she showed on all her previous lifts.
Yeah, that's her lifting style. She'll use that powerful lower body. There we go.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm a little bit lost for words with that one. That's impressive.
That looked like it should have been done in the warm-up room.
Yeah, probably
It
two or
could
three
have been
more
done.
warm-ups before her opening attempt.
Yeah. Some people don't move their first warm-up that fast.
It'd be impressive to see what jump she takes. Because again, being explosive, she just might hit a wall faster.
Yeah. Like, an example there would be Dan Green. He would grind certain lifts, but on his sumos, it was like, it's either there or it's not.
There's not much in him. I was very fortunate at one time to have trained with Dan Green.
You've trained with Dan Green?
Yeah, at Genesis Gym in London.
What was that experience like?
Just incredible, to be fair. It was Dan Green. It was like at the peak of Dan Green when he was Dan Green at his best.
They're the peaks in between like 2013, 2016, 17. You just had that really, really cool time.
And at that point in time, you wondered how much better could the sport get.
Yeah.
And even since then, the sport's moved on quite a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of standards, it's definitely less underground. It's less niche, but the standard is improved massively.
The standard's improving, and you've got more professional productions for competition like here at ABS, which makes it more appealing to the viewer to watch. And you can actually understand what's going on within the competitions as well.
Yeah, it will definitely bring more people into the sport.
I think this is just the beginning of the powerlifting boom. Next up we have India with 175 kilos. That's a 15-kilo jump from opening attempt.
There's been some type of mistake here.
It's got Abby. Abby should be up next.
Yeah, I was going to say this flight's moving very...
Yeah, should be Abby next, then followed by India. Abby looked very good in her opening attempt.
Yeah. 175. It's a great deadlift. Not to be. I personally would like to see that bar move forward just an inch or so that she can get her knees more bent, her quads more into it, and hence her back will stay flatter, in my opinion.
Yeah, just generating that force and momentum off the floor.
Yeah.
Generally, how well the bar starts dictates how well it finishes.
Yeah.
Now we have India at 175 kilos.
That's surprising given how quickly her opener moved.
It's similar to what we talked about earlier, just that seem to hit that wall faster.
I mean, if she is quite new into lifting, new into powerlifting, she'll iron that out, as she moves through years in the sport, I'm sure.
Or potentially there could be some underlying reason why she found that within herself, which can be corrected in the back, and she could come back and pull it successfully. We have Adele now at 185 kilos.
Now she looks to be working slightly harder on these deadlifts.
Still a very strong lift. Next up we have Anya with 215 kilos.
Not a huge jump from not a huge jump from her opener, which I believe was 205. Am I right there, Del?
Yeah, she opened at 205, but she's playing a very professional game here to actually take the title. This will qualify her for ABS Pro next year.
Yeah, I mean...
Very solid attempt. Clearly has a lot more in reserve.
I mean, if you have a chance to take this title and you can do it without being heroic, going for PBs, then why not? You know, it's a really worthwhile title to have.
Yeah, and also you're not overextending yourself. So from this type of performance, it's not going to take a lot to recover from.
No. Gianna with another fast lift.
She had to work a little bit harder for that one at the lockout, but still
Yeah.
a very strong lift. 3 white lights and a good lift. It'd be interesting to see where she takes it from here. So we have Abby up again at 175 kilos. The last attempt for Abby looked like it took a lot out of her.
Yeah. Sometimes being able to regroup is all you need.
Sometimes the right words from your coach at the right time takes you a long way.
Totally. Come on, keep going, keep going. No. Just getting stuck at the knee.
That one actually looked like it come off the floor a little bit better.
Yeah, it looked faster. So she's just in that rounded position though when she gets to the knee and doesn't really have anywhere to go from there.
She still had a very good day and put on a good showing for her abs performance. We have Louise up next with 175 kilos.
Very focused. Determined to grind it out. Absolutely determined.
That was a very good effort. She let the bar drift away from her shin quite a lot there, which made it a lot harder towards the lockout.
She's ecstatic with that. That must be a personal best. That must be.
Louise had a fantastic day of lifting.
India Teague, India Doucette, maybe.
India up next with 175 kilos.
Now this is a retake from her second attempt.
This will be a very interesting attempt. The previous one, she barely moved off the floor.
Yeah, given her opener, it looks like she's physically capable of getting this. Oh, no.
I think there's either some sort of injury there or she just literally hit a mental wall. Right, all the following attempts now are 200 kilos or over, which is amazing for a women's competition.
100%. I mean, now when we talked about like a few years ago, 200 you would rarely see it. Used to be very rare to see show.
Also, most male gym users will be over the moon with a 200 kilo deadlift.
Yeah, absolutely. And to see women take it this far, really, really cool to see.
A little bit more work towards the lockout.
Looks like she's got it.
2 runs, good lift.
2 to 1 is all you need. 2 whites is all you need to get that successful lift.
9 for 9 day for Adele.
Very good, and her strategy of seemingly going a little bit easier on the squats, easier on the bench, and really grinding the deadlift seems to have paid off for her.
Oh, 100%. Next up, we have a 200 kilo deadlift for Gianna, which is an incredible deadlift, 220 kilos conventional deadlift for a female at this body weight is unbelievable.
She's another lifter who we didn't know about, or I didn't know about until today. Just like, I keep forgetting the guy's name, but the guy from Turkey. And it's just amazing how many fantastic lifters there are all over the world.
And somehow Jay finds them.
Let's go, come on, let's go. Lock it out, lock it out. There we
She showed a
go.
lot of grit in that lockout there.
Yeah, she's happy with it. What do the refs think?
This girl's got a big future in front of her.
Yeah. 220
Amazing
kilos. Again, something that most guys who go to the gym will never ever do. Yet we have female powerlifters here showing that they can do it.
It's incredible. So we have Anya with a final deadlift of the day at 225 kilos. A shade under 500 pounds.
She smiles as she gets onto the platform. She must be very confident in this.
So far, she's put a clinical performance on. Everything's just been textbook.
Very clinical. And it's a nice deadlift. Gets those shoulders back and gets the down command.
An amazing lifter, true elite of elite.
I believe that's your champion, isn't it, Del?
Without a doubt, clear front runner there. Amazing performance.
And the winner of the men's pro-am, Gregory Pearson.
So that's actually two competitions, two abs competitions now that Anya has won. She's
I'll be very interested to see where she goes next. Previous abs pro winner, could she win the abs pro again? If she puts her best performance in, I can see that happening.
She has the capability, 100%. I mean, I think it's as well like the roster changes every single year, you know? It depends who turns up, you know, but I think she can battle with the best of them.
Every year it just gets better and better.
Totally, 100%. And I think it's an amazing thing what abs and what Jay and what everyone in Jay's camp is doing for powerlifting, you know? Everyone's talking about abs.
Abs has revolutionised powerlifting. It's put powerlifting on the map.
Yeah, it's certainly been, even just from the seat of commentary here, like a fantastic thing to witness. Really, really fun watching, you know, which is what powerlifting needs to be. It needs to be fun to watch, like every other sport. You sit down and watch it, not to be bored. You sit down and watch it for a good spectacle, a good spectators sport, which is exactly what abs is becoming.
Yeah, and I think the key is the format they use, where they basically make it very competitive, where you haven't just got one person in the class competing against themselves. And I think that's made the biggest difference in terms of raising the bar.
Yeah, to some actual competition. That's, you know, build the suspense, build the drama.
Lifters to the platform, please.
The actual speed of the event as well. You'll be at some powerlifting I think the majority, nah, you want to do a competition at the same speed you would a training session, ideally.
I prefer this format because I find it much, much easier to keep my momentum across the course of the day.
Yeah.
If I have long drawn out lift, by the time I get to deadlifting, mentally sometimes I don't always want to be there.
Yeah.
This format, you're just switched on from the opening all your attempts, from your opening attempt to your final deadlift.
Yeah.
And I think it works very, very well.
Yeah, with that long format, you know, our relatives and loved ones who we bring to these events. So I think any spectators who you bring with you are going to be way happier to hear that we're going to be here for, you know, maybe 4 hours than just, you know, we'll go home at 8 o'clock tonight.
Look how Gregory dresses compared to all the other lifters waiting to sort of the medal presentation. That exudes confidence.
Yeah, he's unique in every aspect.
He's a character, and characters make this sport more interesting to watch. We need more of them to put that across to everyone.
Yeah. Great commentating with you today, Del.
I really appreciate it, Alex. It's really nice to be commentating with you as well. It's nice to have someone to bounce off.
Sorry I was late, by the way.
In second place, where's the big man? Don't tell him I said that, he's big. There he is, right. In second place, he's the notorious teenager. welcome at podium, Gregory Pearson. Anything to say, Fred? Alright, well then let's just step behind. We're going to move on to the lovely ladies. In third place with a 481.4 dots is Edel Freewood. In second place, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the surname, from Greece with 525 dots is Gianna. And in first place, she's a former ABS Pro champion, and she's now won her first Pro-Am, recently inducted into the Swiss Hall of Fame Powerlifting. Ania Dosso! Alright, that concludes day one. We'll just get a couple of pictures of the girls. And then we're going to get one group picture of everyone. You got cameras, all that good stuff. Okay, one final round of applause for our lovely athletes today. Thank you to everyone who stayed behind to watch. Thank you for everyone who helped. The spotters, the loaders, the setup team, especially Full Send Fred. We won about a competition for, if it wasn't for Fred yesterday setting up with me all day. We'll be back tomorrow, and if you want to collect your certificates here, we can. But let's just get one group picture before you go, alright? Thank you, everyone.